Hi guys, good afternoon, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and most shocking episode of AMC's Fear the Walking Dead. It just aired. I just got done watching it. Whew, that was unexpected. That was pretty shocking. And I loved it. Before I get into it, of course, and I keep talking too much and I just keep going on and on, please be warned that this is going to be a big spoiler-filled review. So if you're not caught up on Fear the Walking Dead by this episode or the past couple episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. That being said, you have been warned. Spoilers starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoilers from here on out. Wow, what an episode. You know, this episode I felt like was the perfect representation of tragedy. And let me explain that real quick. The tragedy being, Morgan offers Nick The Art of Peace, his book, and tells him that it's not too late for him to change his ways and become a less violent person after he brutally kills that nasty vulture guy. For the record, I was happy seeing that smug son of a bitch go because I really hated the way he talked to Madison and Nick earlier in the flashback. And I did enjoy seeing the look of terror on his face when Nick had his knife up to his throat and kind of cut him, and it was pretty fitting to impale him on a pair of antlers. You know, it reminded me of Get Out. And for those of you who've seen Get Out know what I'm talking about. That was a great death scene it was a deserved death scene for a nasty bad guy. Granted, he was only in the show for 2 episodes, but I did not like him already, so I'm glad he's gone. But anyway, getting back to the tragedy being, and this is something that I feel like the Walking Dead universe does so well, both the original show and this show, is that we, sometimes a character will have the chance for change or positive transformation, and sometimes they'll live long enough to actually do that. They'll survive the whole season or series to actually fulfill that change or transformation. Unfortunately, in most cases, it is very, very short-lived, and in this case, Nick starts reading the book, The Art of Peace, and sure enough, as he sits down to read it, the gunshot rings out. He looks down. He is shot right in the chest, right in the heart, and sure enough, it's that sneaky little girl, Charlie. Although, to be fair, it looked like she was just as shocked as he was. It seems like I don't know if she knew it was Nick when she pulled the trigger, and if she did, it looks like she instantly regretted it, which is why she ran. But that was pretty shocking. So now Nick is gone for good. But however, as the final scene reminded us, where we see him lying in the field of bluebonnets, he is technically dead, but not dead, because this show is going back and forth between timelines. You know, we've got the past, which is in color, and the present, which is in black and white. So grieve for Nick, but don't grieve for him just yet, because I don't think his story is quite yet finished. In terms of like the flashbacks, at least. Obviously, he is dead now, which is, I've got to say, a bit of a disappointment, and also a bit, I'm not going to say relief, but it's also kind of a nice change as well, because I felt like, you know, I liked Nick personally, but he wasn't one of my favorites of the main characters. In fact, he always felt like kind of a bit of a weak link, and a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Liability. And now that he's dead, and the show can focus, I think, on the 2 more interesting members of the Clark family, Madison and Alicia. So it's kind of a bittersweet situation for me personally. I think a lot of people are personally attached to Nick, and that's fine. That's fine, of course. We all have our favorites. But what I'm also very disappointed about is that I was really hoping to see Morgan grow closer to the Clark family and to characters of the original first 3 seasons of Fear. Granted, he still got Strand, Luciana, and Alicia, and hopefully Madison. Although this episode did not do us any favors, it seemed to imply that Madison has met a violent end based on Nick's reaction when we saw the El Camino, the way he killed the vulture. That had a lot of rage, emotion, and passion behind it, the way he viciously fought and killed this guy, and the way his hand was shaky from the blood on, and the way it was bloodstained and shaky. You know, there's clearly a lot of emotion behind it. So it's not looking good for Madison, and obviously it's not looking good for the rest of our characters. Oh man, but did I love John in this episode. He didn't have much of a role, but I was so incredibly happy to see him back with his black hat. You know, because we didn't see it in the last episode, but I am so incredibly happy that he still has that black cowboy hat. And after seeing him in his full outfit with his pistol and his Winchester, I am seriously considering doing a cosplay of him for the next con I go to, whether this year or next year. I'm really considering getting that outfit because that is a great post-apocalyptic cowboy outfit, and I'm really considering it. But besides that, I also love, even though it was short-lived, I love the little bond between Nick and Morgan. And I love that Morgan saw some of himself in Nick, which is why he originally offered to help. And that hadn't occurred to me until Morgan had brought it up. Like, I've been where you are, I know what you're going through. And I thought, oh, this is great. You know, not only is he a great crossover character, but he can actually relate to one of the characters on this show. Well, he could for a brief time now that Nick is unfortunately dead. And hopefully Madison isn't either, although it's not looking too good for her. So, but this was a great episode. This episode I felt like really embodied the theme of tragedy that this universe, the Walking Dead universe, does so well. Fear is starting to get good at it. Walking Dead has been good at it for a very long time. We've seen plenty of cases of promising positive changes for characters, and all of a sudden they're dead. They meet a violent, horrible, unexpected end, and then all hope is lost. That's kind of the theme of the show. And I feel like Fear is picking up on that, and this is their first real prime successful example of it with Nick's death, as sad as it was. So I was looking forward to seeing Nick and Morgan have developed more of a relationship over time. I was really hoping to see that. Like, Morgan gets to know all of the original characters from Fear really well. But, you know, he can still do that with the others. He can do it with Alicia, Luciana, Strand, hopefully Madison. Hopefully Madison. Hopefully she's not dead and just missing in action. But you know what? And maybe he can do it with the new characters too. You know, I was just hoping to see Morgan develop personal relationships, good or bad, with our original characters from Fear. And granted, at least he got this one episode where it's kind of like him and Nick doing their own thing. So that was pretty cool. That's what made this episode so enjoyable, was watching two characters from two established shows interacting and having conflict with one another, even though it was short-lived. But it was very well done. Very well done. And like I said, let's not write Nick off yet. Granted, he is technically officially dead, but I feel like we still have plenty of flashback scenes that are going to be featuring him and his mother, who hopefully is not dead. Hopefully we get some answers on that regarding her fate soon. But damn, this season is just not holding back. It's just like one punch after another, because as soon as that gunshot rang out and Nick looked up, I thought, oh shit. Now, at first I thought, oh, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's in the stomach or something. But nope, it was right there in the heart, and he is dead. You know what? This is going to sound bad, but I actually felt... Granted, I'm sad that Nick's gone, but I actually felt much worse for Alicia and Luciana, even Strand. Even Strand was sad to see Nick go, but my heart was breaking for Alicia and Luciana, because for all we know, Alicia may be the last member of her family left if Madison is dead. We don't know that, but the way she was reacting, she's acting like she had just lost the last person in the world that she cared about. That's how badly her tears, I feel like her tears and her sobbing was that she had lost the last person she cared about. So, great episode, very bittersweet, very enjoyable. Can't wait for the next one. Side note, it was killing me where I'd seen that actor who plays Mel, the leader of the Vultures, before. I'm like, where have I seen this guy? I know I've seen him somewhere before. And sure enough, this is not his first taste of a zombie apocalypse. This guy was one of the main characters in Zack Snyder's 2004 remake, one of my favorite zombie movies, Dawn of the Dead. He was the young security guard who was one of the 3 security guards in the shopping mall. He was just a kid back then. then. Now it seemed like forever ago. That is where he is from. I think his name is Michael Zeggers or something, but that is where he is from, and I'm happy to see that he is back in the zombie genre. So that's pretty cool. God, he is playing a great bad guy. At the same time, though, I can't wait to see this fucker die. All right, guys, what did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you shocked, blown away by Nick's sudden death? Are you happy to see him go? Are you sad? Please leave your thoughts and opinions and your feedback down below in the comments section. Also, let's take a poll. Should I do a cosplay of John Dory from this show in a convention for a convention in the foreseeable future? Let me know in the thoughts in the comments section down below. Fear the Walking Dead premieres new episodes every Sunday night on AMC. Check your local listings for times, and be sure to subscribe to this channel as we continue to follow season 4 of our favorite zombie spin-off. Have a great rest of the night, guys. Thanks for watching, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.